Every day, a huge number of images from all over the world end up on the internet. Most of the time, they're just regular personal photos, but sometimes you can stumble upon something truly unsettling. Today, I'm going to show you 5 of the most disturbing and mysterious images, and also try to explain how they even ended up on the internet in the first place. And this is quite an old photo that often accompanies various creepy stories about clowns attacking people in different countries around the world. In many cases, it comes with the caption hinting that the person in the image is an unknown performer in a bad costume. For a long time, I was sure this was actually true, as such cases were never uncommon, but I was wrong. Actually, this creepy clown is not just a random entertainer from someone's birthday party, but it's not even a real person. It is one of the animatronics that was meant to attract visitors to the International Association of Amusement Parks and Attractions Expo, which took place in 1983. It's believed that it greeted people at the entrance and briefly talked about the planned events, though there's really not much known about it. The clown had at least 5 different movements that seemed to repeat in random order. This animatronic was always in a special colorful booth, since it didn't have legs to support itself. Even though it became quite famous online, we know almost nothing else about this clown. Not only is its voice and what it said to visitors a mystery, but even its name remains unknown. The only surviving footage from that time shows the animatronic from a distance, and even there, it's already turned off. The contrast between its playful outfit and its creepy face clearly had the opposite effect on the public, who mostly chose to stay away from it. It's unknown exactly how long this animatronic was in operation, but it was definitely less than its competitors. It's known that the creepy clown still exists, though now it's mostly in pieces, buried deep in some warehouse. Basically, not much is left of the original animatronic from 1983. The Wario apparition refers to an image of a giant floating Wario head, a character appearing in various Mario games. The internet is full of screenshots showing this eerie figure, often accompanied by a story claiming that players can supposedly find a special hallway and summon Wario's head. In some cases, it even appears on its own, especially if you have a cursed version of the game or due to a number of other strange and unclear reasons. Even though Super Mario 64 came out way back in 1996, it suddenly got a second wind about 5 years ago, which was perfect for those creepy Iceberg videos on YouTube, and one of the most popular and interesting legends in the community turned out to be the Wario apparition. The flying head quickly gained fans who not only shared detailed accounts of their encounters with it, but also provided plenty of proof to back up their claims. And all of them are fake, though it's important to understand that some images are actually real. The thing is that in the early 90s, Nintendo was experimenting with advertising and trying to find new ways to make their games even more popular. One of their ideas involved bringing some game characters to life using actors who wore special helmets. They could talk and move, but the technology at the time only allowed them to display the character's head, one of which was Wario himself.
You think this is fun? You gotta be cuckoo crazy. You want fun? Wario show you fun.
He was used in Nintendo product advertisements at least since 1993, so there was more than enough content to create the Wario apparition legend. While Super Mario 64 has a lot of interesting and hidden stuff, a giant floating head that chases players is definitely not one of them, so it's just an urban legend, though a very interesting one. And before we move on to the next disturbing image, I'd like to ask you to subscribe to my channel and leave a comment. Thank you. The internet is full of creepy stories that take place on lonely roads at night. Sometimes they even come with proof, like videos or pictures meant to confirm their authenticity, and this unsettling creature by the road is one of them. It was quite famous at the time, and I often came across it myself, so now it's time to finally figure out where it actually came from. It's not easy to answer this question, as different sources mention completely different places and dates. The earliest known reference to a creature with unnatural limbs dates back to the early 2000s. It was published on the Black Vault website, which I've talked about before in one of my previous videos. The site is all about various paranormal stuff, especially things that have caught the attention of US intelligence agencies. It seems that the image was meant to illustrate a story about an alien encounter and show readers an idea of how visitors from other planets might look. Some sources claim that the photo was originally posted by someone on Facebook as a warning about a dangerous creature supposedly living near humans. It's easy to see how people could believe that, since it does look quite realistic. Or maybe it's just because of the poor quality of the original. Whatever the case, this image is actually a frame from the art house horror movie. It tells a rather strange story about the relationship between humans and aliens, and it's a weird movie all around. The frame in question appears in its first half during a scene where the main character's car passes by the roadside. Basically, there's nothing paranormal about the photo of the unsettling creature by the road, so we can move on to the next part of the video. And this disturbing image is believed to depict Eyeless Jack, a character from a well-known urban legend. Allegedly, he can easily sneak into your home and take one of your kidneys while you sleep. It's hard to say why just one, or why he consumes them instead of selling on Amazon, but those are just details. The original image was posted on the anonymous forum 4chan, without any notable comments or explanations. It quickly caught people's attention, spreading all over the internet. However, the creepy story behind it didn't emerge until 2012, a few years later. It wasn't a super serious legend and was weaker than many others at the time, but Eyeless Jack still became really well known, and you could see him everywhere. However, the photo itself always made the biggest impression, mainly because it looked so real. And even though 4chan was its original source, the person who posted it there wasn't actually the creator. He only came forward many years later after accidentally stumbling upon Eyeless Jack on the internet. The creator explained that the image had been uploaded by his friend, and as proof, he provided the original version, higher quality, and without the blurred background that no one had seen before. Some people believe that the higher quality version of the image could have been created with AI or just regular Photoshop, so opinions on this vary. Either way, you can definitely be sure that Eyeless Jack isn't real and he won't break into your house. And before we move on to our next disturbing image, I'd like to ask you to leave a comment and like this video. The photo you're seeing right now is one of the most famous ghost pictures in history. It's often used as proof of the afterlife, so it's time to figure out if it's actually real. I personally saw this photo when I was a kid, even printed in a newspaper, and even then it seemed a bit strange to me. But let's start from the beginning, as the story behind it is quite short anyway. In 1950, the Cooper family from Texas, consisting of 4 members, decided to move into a new house that would be better suited for their kids. They successfully found one and moved in soon after, though the only drawback was that the house was pretty old. It's believed that on their first night in the new place, the father decided to take a keepsake photo, which showed that there was actually another major problem with the new house. It turned out to be haunted. In the left part of the image, you can clearly see a person hanging upside down from the ceiling, something that obviously shouldn't be there. To be honest, it made a big impression on me as a kid, but even back then, I had at least one question. If someone wanted to take a photo of their family, why do they only take up just over a quarter of the frame? It looks like they intentionally left space for the ghost on the ceiling, so either the dad was a medium or something doesn't add up. Back then, images like this weren't uncommon, but most of them were quickly debunked, yet this one somehow slipped through. I could say the photo is just an old hoax, one of many, but that might not be entirely true. Most likely, the Cooper family never even existed, and the image with the body hanging from the ceiling was created with some kind of graphic editor around 2009, which is when it first appeared online. Whatever the case, the only thing we can say for sure is that this photo is fake, and unfortunately, it was also the last one for today. If you enjoyed this video, I recommend checking out other episodes on my channel. Thank you for watching this video to the end.